Today's learning target is I can write fractions in simplest form. Today we're going to talk about equivalent fractions. And equivalent fractions are fractions with the same value. So if you look at this example right here, this little picture, in this top picture here, we can see that there are 10 total parts to this, and 4 of them are shaded. So my fraction here is 4/10. In this picture down here, you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts, and 2 of them are shaded. So my fraction here is 2/5. But notice they have the same value. They cover the same amount of space. Okay, so they're equal. So in this case, 4/10 is equal to 2/5. They're equivalent or equal. If I'm asked to write a fraction in simplest form like I am here, so I have 6/24. To get this fraction in simplest form, what I want to do is I want to find factors, common factors, that I can divide both the numerator and the denominator by. So a common factor in both 6 and 24 would be 2. So I can divide each of these by 2. And when I do that, I am left with 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 24 divided by 2 is 12. And now, are there any other common factors? Well, let's see, a factor of 3 is 3, and a factor of 12 is also 3. I can count by 3's to get to 12. So I can also divide this by 3. And now 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. Now the only factor in 1 right here is 1. So this is simplest form, because the only thing I could divide both these by would be 1. And if I did that, I would still get 1/4. It would be the same answer. So that would be my simplest form. When you're finding simplest form, if you can find the greatest common factor right away, then you only need to simplify it once. So in this case, in 6/24, I know that the greatest common factor would be 6, because I know that's the highest number I could count by to get to 6, and I know that also goes into 24. So if I divide both these by 6, okay, 6 divided by 6 is 1, 24 divided by 6 is 4. So by finding the greatest common factor, you can see I skipped one step here and I was able to do it just in one. Either way is fine. It's one more step here, but both will get you to the correct answer. Sometimes you'll come across a fraction like this one where you look at it and you're asked to put it in simplest form, and it seems like there are some numbers that you should be able to simplify by, but they might not jump out to you. We know the common ones, right? So if it's a 2, if it's divisible by 2, it'll always be an even number. Okay, well you see this is an even number, but this one is odd. So these are not both divisible by 2. 5 are all numbers ending in 5 or 0. So this one ends in 5, it's divisible by 5, but this one is not. 10s are all numbers ending in 0. Well, neither of those end in 0, so 10 does not go into either of those. However, there's a trick that you can use that works for either 3 or 9 to find out if 3 or 9 will go into a number. And what you do is you add up the individual digits of each number. And if the digits, when you add them up, are divisible by either a 3 or a 9, it's divisible by that number. So for example, this one, 3 and 6, add up those digits, I'd get 9. So 3 goes into this number because 3 goes into 9, but 9 also goes into that number. So this one is divisible by 9. Now if I add up the digits here for 45, okay, 4 plus 5 is 9, okay, 3 will go into 9, so this is divisible by 3. It's also divisible by 9. So I know I can divide both of these by 9, and if I do that, 9 goes into 36 4 times, and 9 goes into 45 5 times. Make sure as you're doing your work today that you show your work just like I've done right here. So I'm showing what I'm dividing by, and then I show the simplest form.